Hi everyone, Mr. Applebaum again, explaining to you some of the common mistakes that you might make by accident in making a slideshow presentation. So I'm going to show you the do's and the don'ts. So first of all, you want to have an attractive cover, make it nice and colorful. You want to make sure that you have things in no more than 5 or 6 bullet points. You want to have things easy to read, spread out so that anybody who is reading this doesn't go cross-eyed trying to read everything. You'll notice that I've included a picture on this slideshow. I'll explain why it's important later. Now, something that many people will make the mistake of is to put too much information on the page. Now, while this is organized neatly, you still have a lot of information that your reader is going to get confused by. So that's why on your slideshow, the 10 laws are broken down into 5 on each slide. Here, you see the information is spread out neatly and nicely. It's an easy to read font, either Times New Roman or Arial. You want to make sure that you're using Times New Roman or Arial because not all fonts are easy to read. Now, if this was a slideshow that you would be presenting on, say, a class project in front of your classmates, you want to make sure that everybody who's in the back of the room is able to read the text. Unfortunately, because the text is so small here and it's so squiggly and curly because that's the font style, you may not be able to have the people in the back of the room, including your teacher, read the slide. Another problem is you want to think about having the right color scheme. Now, having dark background color and dark font makes it very difficult to read. If you had, say, yellow font on the blue, it would look kind of ugly as well. Right? So think about color usage when you're making your slideshow because sometimes it can be difficult to read and sometimes it can be ugly. Now, another problem you'll see on this slide is that it's a giant paragraph. It's a block of text. Now, we talked about in class how when your brain sees a giant block of text, it automatically starts working against you and telling you you don't want to read that. It's too much information. The same can be said for any slideshow. That's why you want to make sure that you have things broken down into bullet points that are easy to read rather than a giant block of text. Now, your works cited page is not on the slideshow itself, but you'll still want to make sure that you have it filled out and you have things cited. Now, if you look back at the rest of my picture or the rest of my slideshow, you'll notice that I had that picture from BioShock at the front of the slideshow, which I've cited here, and the Apple picture that shows up throughout the slideshow as well. The one thing I didn't cite was Lady Liberty. Remember how I told you to remember why she was important? So make sure every time you're using a picture that you did not make yourself, you are citing it. Make sure that you watch the video that Ms. Flaherty put together that shows how to properly cite an image and fill out your works cited page. If you have any questions regarding whether or not your slideshow is easy to read or if it might be a little weird to look at, please make sure you talk with either myself or Ms. Flaherty. Thank you.